Oh, how good it is to just walk. The simplest of tasks, one foot in front of the other, and on we go. So I thought I'd do a little walk and talk today because, yeah, I'm walking and I feel like talking. So I have landed on Mallorca now. Yesterday morning it was another juicy 6 a.m. flight, so I spent the night after the darkness retreat in a hostel in Pisa. I slept maybe 30 minutes, if that, and then I walked to the airport in the middle of the night, and yeah, exhausting. So I arrived here in this cute little town called Loseta, where I found a place to stay, just kind of randomly on a Facebook group. Someone like renting out a room in her place, and yeah, sounded like a nice person and a nice place to just land in between adventures. So I have 5 nights here now to just unwind, decompress, relax before I go on to Dima for some cellular transformation. Yeah, and there's a lot of things just landing now after the darkness, after this super intense experience. And I wanted to share a little bit about some realizations, very unexpected ones that have already kind of landed in my system, and also just talk a little bit about integration. Integration is so important, whether you're doing something physical or mental or emotional. Everything that you put your being through needs time to integrate and to land, in order for you to, for us to gain any sort of benefit from it. And I used to think integration, especially when it comes to like strong spiritual and emotional processes, that I had to like journal everything very like intricately and figure everything out, and have long conversations about it, and really just like dissect and analyze everything. But I don't know, it didn't feel like it ever worked, and I just got more stressed out, and it didn't really stick. So it's actually this summer that I discovered the proper way to integrate, for me anyway. I'm not saying it's the same for everyone, but this is what works for me. It was actually after I went to Boom Festival in Portugal back in July, and if you know, if you don't, it's hard to explain how monumental an experience Boom can be and was for me. I'm not going to get into that now. That's a rabbit hole I will find it hard to get out of if I start. So anyway, after Boom Festival, I had when I came back to Norway, I had like 5 days off, and it was just raining the whole time, and I ended up just like, I just felt this urge to just sit and watch the rain. So I was like having some tea or some cacao, and I just sat outside under the roof, bundled up in some blankets, and I just watched the rain, and I took deep breaths for like hours and hours every day, not thinking about what I've been through, not like trying to figure anything out, or not really sharing it with anyone either. I was just taking deep breaths, and with like every breath I just felt the experience just like landing more and more into my body, into my soul. It was just like, and with every day, it was almost like every day was like a giant deep breath, at the end of every day. It was just like, oh, there's a little bit more landing into my system. There's a little bit more just like retuning my my cells and my awareness and my everything, you know. It's such subtle changes and so hard to put into language, really. But yeah, that's what I found worked for me anyway. Just like take time to integrate. Don't have anything on your schedule. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to figure stuff out. Just sit with it, you know. Guess you could say it's in a meditation in a way, but you know, you really don't have to do anything. Yeah, I would highly recommend, if you have the possibility to get some cacao, ceremonial cacao, look up how to prepare it, make yourself some cacao, drink it, and let the magical medicine work in you. I found it to be such a beautiful ally in integration and just emotional processing, like feeling into what you've been through rather than thinking about it. So yeah, those would be my recommendations. So that takes us to now, after the darkness here, after going through everything I went through in there and after. Oh, here's a goat. Cute little goat. Hey, buddy. Yeah, so anyway, where was I? Yeah, being here now, I have these 5 days here in between, and I had all these ideas. I was going to do so much and like achieve stuff and go for hikes and go to the city and blah 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 blah, you know. But now I'm just, yesterday I just kind of gave up, and I'm just gonna relax, do some yoga, read my book, watch a movie, like just not think about any of it, you know. And it's been so good, and I'm really looking forward to the next 4 days here. I'm just spending most of my time alone here, or just hanging out with my landlord and her cat a little bit, walking in nature, and yeah, just taking it really easy. But what I can share is like maybe the biggest realizations, or maybe there's two from the darkness. As you saw in the previous video, a big thing for me was it's actually kind of funny, because in my first video, you know, I talk a lot about how I was just chasing everything in life on the outside, doing all the skydiving and just zooming around the world and trying to achieve everything and be the strongest and fastest and the best and all this stuff. And then like I've touched on this, like what I call the spiritual ego before, because then I was like, oh, if I just become a yoga teacher and do these things, then everything will be fine. And I caught that, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna do that. But now I realized, and this is so shortly after I made this first video as well, which is really funny. Even like me and my host at the darkness retreat, we were talking about it one night, and we were just laughing about it, because I shared the story about how I was sitting and I had this vision of this portal, and I was trying to figure out how to get through it for like a couple of days, and then a few days later, all of a sudden I realized I was already in the portal. I'd already crossed this boundary, or actually I'd never crossed it, because I was always there. I was there all along. It's very interesting, because when I told that story to her, she just had this little smile on her face, and she's very well versed in Buddhist theology and practices, and she told me that there's a very old, ancient concept in the Buddhist tradition, which is called the gateless gate, which is when the meditator or the practitioner sits by this gateless gate and tries to get inside, and eventually realizing that he or she has been inside all along. There's no such thing as achieving anything or figuring anything out. You're already here. We're already here. And then, I shared with her how I'd had this such a powerful and strong idea that I have to quit the skydiving, and I have to let go of all this stuff, and I have to transform myself completely. Now I'm going to be a yoga teacher, a body worker, a spiritual guru, whatever, blah blah blah, And it's the exact same thing again. It's the exact same pattern, but with a new label on it. Now it has the spiritual stamp, It's the same shit. And I have to laugh because I was sitting there both in the dark and with her, we just like cracking up because it's like, well, it's just ego, you know, taking another turn back around, putting on new clothes and like, haha, I got you again, you know. Oh, you know, a little bit tiring, but also I just gotta laugh about it. So coming out of the dark there, I realized like I don't need to quit skydiving. I don't need to stop doing these like amazing adventures that I love doing, because I do, and I actually really miss it. And there's no persona to be found in this spiritual self-development realm either, you know. That's just another, like I said, another version of the ego, the spiritual ego as I call it, you know. Ay, you silly little boy, is what I thought to myself in there when this landed. So yeah, already I'm like 2 weeks into my travels and everything has changed already. So like I don't feel the need. It's kind of interesting. I don't feel the need anymore to do all these things that I plan to do in the winter. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still excited about it, but like the need to like, oh, I have to become this, it's like, oh, I already let go of it. And also I've also realized like I don't want to quit skydiving, because it's like it's a lot of fun and I've had an amazing time with it. And like when I let go of that idea that I have to quit just because I need to be something else, then it was like a huge weight lifted there as well. And I'm realizing I can still do that as long as I enjoy it and I find value in it, and I do. So we'll see. There might be some more skydiving next year for sure. Yeah, so a lot has changed already. It's pretty exciting. Actually feels incredible. I already feel closer to myself and just letting go of all these musts and all these do's. And also another thing that really landed strongly in there was that I want a home so badly, like a base and a home. I've had this deep longing to kind of settle down. And when I say settle down, I don't mean like staying in one place for the rest of my life, but it's just like building a base, having a home to kind of operate from, you know, somewhere where I live. Because now I'm in my backpack again, which is like exciting. Oh, at least it was very exciting when I was in my early 20s, but now I'm like mid 30s and it's getting a bit old to live in my backpack. It's like, just kind of want to, you know, have a home, have a dog, and just, you know, relax a little bit more. Stop trying to achieve and do everything, you know, just be where I am physically as well, not just like spiritually, but like just fucking relax and take it easy for a while, you know. Or forever, who knows. Maybe I'll get a little cabin and a dog and I'll stay forever. I'm not gonna, you know, and this is not a solution either, but it's just like this deep longing that I've kind of been ignoring, because I've had this idea that no, I want to settle eventually, but I still have so much to do, so many travels to do, so many trainings to do. But then it's like, how many trips is it gonna take? How many facilitator trainings is it gonna take? Endless. Like there's no end to it, you know. Again, it's the same pattern as like, how many drop zones do I need to work at? How many cool adventures do I need to do? Like, there is no finish line. There is no congratulations, you did it, you won. This doesn't exist. So yeah, I'm going into these travels now with a completely new perspective and mindset already, thanks to the beautiful wisdom of the dark helping me along the journey so beautifully already. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm just enjoying some what I feel like is some well-earned leisure time here. Just gonna completely enjoy myself and relax for a few days, and then I go back to Dima, to my beautiful amazing family there, onto bodywork training, and then Guatemala. Like, it's a lot on the schedule, but gonna take it all with a bit more softness and ease, and without any pressure to become anything, because I already am. I already am. All right, so from the lovely hills of Mallorca, peace out, and I will see you later. I never know how to finish these things. It feels awkward. What do I say? I need a catchphrase or something. Goodbye.